Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's session of What's in Store. And what we have in store today is Gen 3 messaging. And I got my buddy Trevor, the global head of sales for Linc. And Trevor, I'm so excited to have you here. First of all, what is Linc? And can you give us a little bit of background on why we're talking?
Awesome. Hey, Erica, it's nice to be here and thanks for the invite. We're super stoked to be chatting with you guys today. Let's just dive right in, right? So AI chatbots, extremely saturated, busy market. What Linc is, we are an AI chat and customer service automation and digital commerce and retail chat solution. This means, and what our differentiator is, Erica, is that we are vertically specialized for retail and e-commerce, which really sets us apart from other chatbot experiences. We specialize in one area and one area only. And there's a lot of reasons why, and we can get into that if you'd like, but we absolutely just see that this is the area where most chatbots are assessed. The stats are about 81% of chat experiences out there right now are in the retail world. And we thought that this would be a good arena for us to play in.
Well, it's interesting because I genuinely believe, as an avid shopper myself, not all chatbots are created equal. When you have that chat experience where you just need your question answered so bad and you're getting these pre-vetted answers and none of them have anything to do with you and you can't type what you want and you just get so frustrated, it really does affect your customer experience. So how are you guys mitigating that? Or are you going to just annoy me?
Honestly, I'm really glad you asked that question because that is exactly what we're trying to remove the stigma from and what we're trying to build our platform on to make a difference. Yes, the chat bot experience historically has been extremely frustrating, causing more friction, more redirection, and actually setting the agents up that finally would get a call if it needs to because the resolution wasn't made. They're upset and the customer's upset and the agents now have to deal with a very upset person. Linc's approach to this is we combine a crazy amount of our own proprietary NLU and NLP that are patented technology and AI that is vertically, again, specialized for retail. This means that we are able to understand all of the immediate retail inquiries that typically come out when you're on a retail, like, where's my order? I received my order, but it was damaged. Our solution, we strive to have it be very, very intuitive and seamless and minimize redirection and friction. We do this by not just offering up radio buttons as an option or making you basically give your mother's maiden name to even get any type of typing experience. We come in, it almost seems like you're speaking to a human. Now, depending on how advanced the user is, they may be able to tell it's a bot, but your typical everyday person, using a chat experience like Linc, it's seamless. It's all under one pane of glass. We're not redirecting you. If you want to know where your order is, we are actually able to connect directly with the shippers, UPS, FedEx, over 1,000. And it gives you up to date everything about where your shipment is. I'm using that as an example, Erica, because the number one issue right now is that at all retailers is the fact that their number one problem is where's my order? So our solution is able to answer these workflow resolutions is what we call them and get to resolution. Actually resolve it so that the agent doesn't have to get hit with a very upset customer.
So I think you've said it, but just to clarify 100%, this is conversational, right? I can type my frustrations and you'll respond.
Yep. Yeah, we actually incorporate what we call chit chat, and we can even say things like right on or rad or absolutely or you're so, we can. Of course, the customer has the ability to customize it themselves. But again, we have those built-in retail ontology there that the vocabulary is there, but it's very, very conversational, very intuitive experience. And you never leave the chat experience. You're in one pane of glass. You're not being redirected, which also makes it extremely mobile friendly and across the entire, Instagram, social, all of those things. It also works that way as well.
It's not often that I use rad in my everyday language, but I think that's one thing that's definitely lacking with this fight versus human versus bots is that lack of empathy or the ability to have a conversation and to feel like you're understood, even with as simple as something, just saying rad. The question though is, I understand that you guys refer to yourself as Gen 3 automation. So I'm assuming there's a Gen 1 and a Gen 2, and now we're at 3.
There is. And so Gen 1 is typically, you don't see a lot of Gen 1, but you also do run into it. But Gen 1 is literally just the option to have a chat widget on your website, which is 100% driven by a live agent that is now just literally waiting in a queue. When that agent's available, they come on. That's Gen 1. Gen 2, you incorporate some automation in a sense, which gives you the ability to maybe redirect to one of your landing pages for your FAQs, or redirect you to your return policies. Again, the big thing there, redirect. You're just getting tossed around. You ask it, hey, what's your return policy? I just bought this item. Oh, well, here's our static landing page about our return policy. Oh, that really didn't answer my question. I'd like to really return this item. So that's Gen 2. Gen 3, fast forward, Linc. We're not only just going to understand that you wanted to return your item. Once they're authenticated, we'll actually have a history of everything that they've ordered. We'll offer it up under one pane of glass in a really beautiful carousel feature functionality where they can slide through which order. They can track it from there. They can return it from there. The client themselves can also regulate how the return policy goes. Some are stricter than others, some are not. It's so customizable and seamless. And when I say workflow resolutions, that's really how that also unpacks. Is we're not just doing resolution at the front of the line. We're going layers deep in actually the whole workflow, starting with where's my order, all the way to track your package, to there it is on your porch. There's a picture of your package.
And all of this is amazing. I mean, I knew all the answers to these questions. I'm not going to lie. I just wanted all of our viewers to hear because I'm passionate about your products. But to me, the difference between 1, 2, and 3 in my head is going to be cheap to expensive. How does Gen 3 automation compare in pricing?
Well, that's a great question. And I'm glad you asked it. So if you look at the pricing perspective, so Gen 1, you're still paying for whatever the live agents are. You're paying for all the heads that you're going to have to. Again, we're in retail. Retail is the most affected typically by seasonality. You have massive spikes during the holiday season. You've got to train, retain. So those are those costs. You incorporate a solution like Linc. We have what we call a digital workforce. We become basically models of your rockstar agents that don't have to be trained and retained. We come out of the box really as a rockstar agent. That's also one savings there to justify the cost. As far as your Gen 2s and so forth, Linc honestly is very pricing built. We take into consideration just scales of economy, and we're also all about performance-based pricing. So as you scale and as we do well, that's how we justify the pricing for our solution. So it's a long-winded answer, but at the end of the day, the simple answer to your question is we're very competitive. And if anything, with ROIs attached to it, we're actually less expensive than the other solutions and the Gen 1, Gen 2 experiences.
And so how complex would it be to actually set this up?
Because we're vertically specialized, and I know every tech company says, oh, we can get this stood up in 3 days. But honestly, because we are built for retail and because we have those built-in service engines with the retail vocabulary and intents already understood, we typically see 2 to 8 weeks from a stand-up, from an implementation fact. Now, my CS team would want me to say 8 to 12 weeks, so I'll say that because I'm on camera. But really, given the tech stack is really easy on the back end, like whatever they're using Zendesk, Salesforces of the world, Genesys, Vuecast, we have pre-built integrations with over 90% of the major back-end solutions. And that makes it so that it's very easy to stand up and start actually getting profit and ROI off of our solution, and then deploy other digital workers through phases.
And so going back, because I know I'm jumping around a lot, I just have so much I want to ask you, and I feel like I'm already almost at time. but how hard is it to actually get transferred to an agent when you're in the chat, in the actual chat feature?
Oh, so this is really cool too. Obviously, I'm excited about my solution, but this is really cool because my background comes from contact center. But because we have all of the built-in integrations with all of the back-end solutions, that's one point that makes it very easy for a seamless handoff. So there's no issues there. And what's really cool is when I say seamless is 99% of those, I think there's only actually one carrier out there that's not this way, but you don't even switch windows. The live agent actually comes right into the Linc window. So you don't even have to leave, again, one pane of glass. But that is what makes it super seamless. So you actually don't even have to leave the window. The agent gets alerted. They get a full transcript of everything that took place within that chat. They can take a couple seconds to go through it, getting them to be set up for success, not having the client have to repeat themselves. And then, basically another big piece of it is that our automation and our natural language processing and understanding also understands in like empathy and intent. We will know if the conversation is not going well. They don't have to say speak to an agent. They could even say, well, that wasn't helpful, and we'll immediately offer up an agent at that point. So
that's amazing. That's super cool.
Yeah, it really gives the control to the customer, but also the fact that the client, the customer that's in there doesn't have to feel frustrated, like, just give me a damn agent. Like, you don't have to get to that point.
Do you have any stats or client examples or anything else that you would want to share?
Yeah, I'd love to. So stats as far as Linc, we're seeing some of our out of the box kind of just straight, like what we're seeing immediately from our customers right now. We're seeing anywhere from 75 to 80% resolution automated, which means when it comes into the chat experience that's powered by Linc, our solution's actually able to get to resolution upwards 75 to 80%, meaning that that's the reduction of calls and tickets that are going to be coming into the agent, into the contact center, which is setting up the agents for success, the ones that are having to deal with the more strategic kind of aspects. So we're seeing a really big impact on the resolution. The second piece is we also have a direct effect on the NPS scores. We're seeing on average 10-point increase on NPS scores. Now, the stat is right now with NPS scores is for every 7 points that you can have an effect in the positive, there's a 1% lift on revenue for your organization. So if you imagine you're a $30 to $60 million GMV online revenue retail company, and Linc comes in and you deploy Linc, and all of a sudden you have a 10-point increase in your NPS, 1% of 30 to 60 million is a massive ROI.
That's insane.
Yeah.
And, I think there's also something to be said, it's very taxing and let me rephrase. We keep talking about this battle between human versus AI agents, and it's not one versus the other. It's this ability for them to work in tandem with each other. And so it's taxing for an agent to sit and answer the same question over and over via chat. It's taxing for them to deal with a customer that's frustrated. And when you give that to the AI partner and you give it to this Gen 3 messaging, you're giving the agent an ability to actually focus on moments that are more complex, that they can use their brain for, that they're not getting a frustrated customer taking it out on them. And you're creating happier agents, which aren't going to be churning every couple months because they're happier and they're getting more quality work as well. And
absolutely.
I think to be said for that.
Absolutely. And one piece I'll even add to that too is, as we all know, everybody's time that they want to talk or have time after they feed their family or whatever, they get home from work or however it goes. Linc, when you deploy a solution like Linc, we're now 24/7. So you have the off hours too, that now somebody can come in and actually get to resolution. And if they get to resolution, that means the agent doesn't show up in the morning and in the back end, like they have tickets just stacked up and they just can't get to them. They're not bogged down. So it's both the agent is happy about that, as well as the customer, first and foremost, is getting to resolution on the off hours that the contact center was closed or wasn't an agent available. These are all really great benefits, especially for the brand itself and kind of what the taste that it leaves in the customer's mouth.
So I feel like I have 1,000 more questions, but for time's sake, I have to cut it. But I have a feeling that I'm going to make you come back and talk to me a lot more. But everyone listening, you heard it first. Better results, more time with your family, better ROI. It's a no-brainer. And so if you have any further questions, you can feel free to reach out to me. You can see how my name is spelled right there. It's erica.helligman@t.tec.com. And I'd love to introduce you to my good friend, Trevor. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.